Hello, and welcome to the Daily View. Today we look at Pluto. Of course, yesterday I was talking in reference to Neptune, talking about cross-special connections. And it's so interesting about Pluto. When we had the change in 1781 from the 7th to the 9th centered being, Pluto was in the 41st gate. Now, the 41st gate is the initiating codon. This is the beginning of all experiences. And from the moment that we entered into this phase of our evolutionary process, which we live out through this nine-centered vehicle, that since that point, Pluto has been going gate by gate through its process, setting the Plutonic foundation, if you will, for the whole cycle. It started in the 41st gate. We have Pluto now in the 26th gate. And of course, we're looking at it, 230-odd years later, nearly coming to the end of its process of going entirely around the wheel. And one of the things to understand is that the presence of Pluto in the 26th gate, as it is right now, that this is something that has never happened before within this form. And means that the impact of this is something not only deeply, deeply powerful, but something that we're going to live with for a very long time, because we've had an enormous generation that has come into the world carrying Pluto in the 26th gate. But let's go to the Pluto in terms of what it means for each of us. Basically, Pluto is about truth, just to be simple. And of course, truth in and of itself is never simple. It's quite subjective. And this is about the personal subjective truth. It is about what you need to know as truth in your life. And Pluto points to it. And when you look at both the Pluto in the personality position or in the design position, what you're looking at is the themes of truth that you have to deal with in your life. Over these last couple of weeks, we have been traveling through and talking about each of the planets. And each of the planets with their specific quality of the way in which they filter the neutrino ocean and the way in which we live out that filtration in the end. And that if you begin to add it all up, all of the planets and the personality and the design and this and that and the nodes, you go through this whole process. And if you try to keep tabs on all of that, well, right away it's not possible. There is so much information in what it is to be us. We are nothing more than an enormous amount of concretized information. But how the whole operates, because the whole is never its parts. Never. It's greater than that. And this is the mystery and the wonder of what it is to be in form. How complex these vehicles are, let alone the complexity that we can, explore analytically in terms of the knowledge of human design. But just think about the complexity for a moment at a biological level, at a genetic level, at any kind of level that you want to look at in the true physical sense of the word. Imagine what it would be like if you were responsible for being in control of breathing and body movements and all of these things. You wouldn't. It would drive you mad. It's not possible. It's an incredible thing. And this whole that we give an identity to, that we call our separated, unique being, our self, this whole, there is no way that we control what it is. We can experience it. This is the awakeness. The potential of awakeness is to experience the whole. And there's only one way to get there. You get there in the vehicle. You don't get there out of the vehicle. You're in it. You're in it. And to be able to get to a place where you stop interfering with it, where you get to a place where you surrender to the fact that you are not the vehicle, you are not the driver, that you're just a passenger on a journey, and to allow the journey to unfold and to experience it as you should. True magic in the moment that you realize something very simple. If you operate correctly, all those aspects, whatever they are, that are you, the this and the that, the exalted, the detriment, the single, the split, the defined, the undefined, it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is how the whole lives. Does it live correctly or not? And if it lives correctly, then it's simply following a simple strategy. It's honoring a very straightforward authority. Nothing more, nothing less. Enjoy your relationship with these forces. It is really something fascinating to experience them physically within you, to know they're there, to feel the connection, to know what it's like to be emotionalized by this or that, or intellectualized by this or that, or whatever the conditioning force happens to be. To have a taste for them, to have a sense of your place within the whole, but not to do anything about it, not to do anything with it, just to be a good passenger, a witness of being.